I guess there comes a time when things change and it's time to move on. You see that the shop is pretty bare. Things have moved. No more edge printer. We still got some material here. Some of the tables, my desk, that stuff is moved. Still have some vinyl up here. Like I said, a lot of things have changed over the last year or so. Had a chance to get some stuff moved out of here. Still have the CNC, some sheet goods, boat motor, airbrush paints. So yeah, a lot's changed. Stick with me and I'll show you where we're at now. All right, I apologize. It's a little windy out here today, but so this is where I'm at now. Go ahead and walk through the door here. Yep. Got me an RC track. Walk in the front door here and I'll give you guys a little peeky tour of what Sean's been up to. All right, the entrance door. A couple buildings out front here. So, morning, buddy. So, this is my new endeavor. 10,400 square feet. I opened up my own indoor RC, radio controlled car racing tracks and hobby shop. Since the signs, I just got burned out. I call myself retired, but I essentially gave up, lost interest in it, but I didn't get rid of all my stuff. In January, some opportunities came up and I had to make a hard decision to continue doing signs, graphics and all that stuff. I just felt like my heart wasn't in it anymore after 25 years, 26 years in the industry. You know, when the big printer went down, I had to make some hard decisions if I wanted to reinvest that money back into the sign shop. And again, like I said, there are so many wholesalers out there, so many other ways to do other things on a cost-effective basis that I just felt like it was in my best interest not to venture forward in getting a new printer. But I still have a lot of my old stuff. So I still have my Flexi, I still have my lasers, as you saw in the intro. I still have my Edge, and I still use those things almost on I wouldn't say a daily basis, but at least once every 2 days. So let me give you a tour of what we've got going on here and kind of point out what I do with the equipment, how I'm utilizing it in my new endeavors, and you know, maybe give you guys a heads up. This has nothing really to do with signs anymore, but just wanted to give you guys an update. It's almost been a year to the day since I posted my last video. That was the Vinyl Express 24-inch cutter that I had worked with Flexi. But yeah, so let me just kind of show you around real quick and kind of give you a heads up with what I'm doing and how I'm still utilizing a lot of that equipment. Number one, I still use my graphic ability. You know, I use Sans 365 to print all my large scale banners, and you know, a lot of this stuff is done with the Edge. You know, some of this stuff is done well, that was printed with the Edge, and then the big vinyl cutter, and the same thing with the lettering on the windows there. So I still do all that. I try to keep all that stuff pretty much in-house, and control that as much as I can because of the cost of operating all this. So still got the Edge 2. Still got all my foils. Still got the little CE6000. Still got the light table. Got my little diode cutter. And basically what I do with the diode cutter is I make these little cards for the racers if I can't pick one up. You know, for track record stuff, it's, you know, minimal stuff, but you know, guys really dig those accolades and all that other stuff. So this is a small, I would say 10 by 11 room. I honestly found it more, I was having to go back to the house shop and print and cut and laser all this stuff. So I thought it'd just be easier to move all the stuff over here since I'm already paying for all this space. This is a commercial building. It is a commercial lease. We told ourselves that we would never ever get back into one of these, but the opportunity arose. The price point was pretty good. I wouldn't say pennies on the square foot, but it's fairly reasonable. If the wife and I didn't think that we could handle this, or that I couldn't handle this, then we wouldn't have done it. So far so good. It's been working out, but let me keep going on the tour. So as you walk in the front door here, this is I guess the sign sticker production office. I got my office in here with all my crap. There's a bunch of stuff. So what I pretty much do with the Edge printer, I give out awards for each race, and all these are done on the Edge, even these little ACM signs, and it comes in handy. Like I said, yes, I can definitely outsource this stuff, but it's so much cheaper because I already have all the stuff in-house. I got my little video system, a bunch of my other cars, a bunch of stuff that's been sitting up there on the shelf that every once in a while I get to race, but it's not it. I enjoy myself when other people are enjoying themselves. No, I don't get to race, so to speak, but I am the judge, jury, and executioner here. I do all the social media. I do all the media production. I do all the calling, the announcing, race director. I do all the cleaning. I do all the ordering of the hobby shop and all the parts. But yeah, I mean, it's not an easy feat. To be 100% honest, I work 4 times harder being here than I did back at the house making signs. So if you're ever thinking about getting into the RC market, racing RC cars or having a track, I can tell you right now that there is not a lot of money in it unless you own the building. Moving forward, my office, got a ladies' room, got a little nook area back there. It kind of goes back. It's pretty much good for storage, but we don't use it for that because it gets hotter than crap. I just don't use any of that space. This was the manufacturing break area. We turned it into a little concession shop, sell snacks, drinks, make up a little bit of money here and there. We got some cold drinks in there for racers, keep them fueled and ready to go. So here's the other part. This is the hobby shop that I've been working on. Sell a lot of parts, and pretty much I try to sell parts for the cars that we race. I'm not a dealer for a lot of the larger manufacturers. If you guys into RC, I am not a dealer for Traxxas, which is huge. Horizon owns Team Losi, TLR, Proline, and some of those other guys. I just don't have the deep pockets. A lot of those distributors, manufacturers, they require a huge buy-in. Huge as in the probably somewhere in the $10,000 to $12,000 range per. Some of these guys where I get my parts from, it really wasn't that difficult signing up, being a vendor for them, because I am registered with the state. You got a new EIN number and the whole business logistics of all the other stuff. So the parts that I do have they are probably smaller vendors, but still nonetheless, One RC, Team Associated R1's a good distributor too. We got some Losi parts. This stuff is on consignment. A lot of this stuff here is new, some parts, a lot of this stuff was left over from the other track. Some other parts and pieces, batteries, gears, stuff that you need every day to kind of run. Got a lot of other stuff here on consignment. And of course, my collectible cabinet for any of you old school guys. Like I said, I'm still collecting a lot of that stuff just because I'm nostalgic. I'm a vintage kind of guy, and I come from that area where I remember that stuff, and it just warms my heart. So up next, we have a mini Z-Track. This is a 1/28 scale RC track. Of course, I still need to set it up. So the problem that I'm having now is I have 38 pit spaces, and it fills up really, really fast on Mondays and Wednesday nights, because that's typically when we race. When these pits fill up, like I said, I just move the track back, and that's the beauty of this track, is that it can be moved around. It's in this interlocking grid, which is really, really interesting. Of course, I have the whole building to myself right now. Like I said, I've been meaning to do this video for about a month and a half, 2 months. I really wanted it out before the first, but just the way the time, like I said, I spend more time here 4 times as much as what I did back at the other shop. But so we've got our pit areas. I provide all the electric. The building is climate controlled. 1, where are we at? 2, 3, 4, actually 5. Heating cooling units. We have 1 unit that controls all this, and then these 4 units control this 10,000 square foot. I have a, let's see here, this is a 36 by 80 foot CRC subfloor carpet oval, and this is a 34 foot by 79 carpet off-road track. That pretty much what I do. I am the only place in, well, probably within 250 radius miles that has an indoor carpet track and off-road track. Going into this, like I said, I knew that there were some things that needed to be done in order for this to be even break even or somewhat successful. I'm still working on it, but yeah, so if you're into RC cars and all that other good stuff, like I said, I can do some more content. I'm probably going to do some other lasering videos, you know, edge printing stuff. I've learned a lot with that in the last 1.5 years since I've been using it. Might be able to give you guys some information. I'm still using Flexi, still use my designer, still use my 13, I believe. So, but unfortunately, once those programs go, once those Sentinel keys take a hiatus, then I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. Let's see. So these are the back of the tracks. Got a little driver stand. Carpet off-road track. Huge over in Europe, not so popular here because to set one of these up, you know, this has to be permanent. You can't pick this up and, you know, change it around and all that. So these typical layouts stay for about, I don't know, 4 or 5 months. And again, I am judge, jury, and executioner. I do everything. I do all the cleaning, the vacuuming, the maintenance, set them up, tear them down. I do all the calling. It's a job in itself, especially for one old guy like myself. This is the announcer's booth. I got 2 separate systems. I got one for the carpet side, and I have another one for the off-road side. The cool thing about all this stuff is that, you know, these systems run independently from each other. So even though that I'm not racing, I can still run a practice, or someone can come over and practice on the oval side, or someone can practice on the off-road side, even Mini Z's. So, you know, thinking forward with all this stuff, I think I did a pretty good job. So that way I can be open for practice. I am open all the time. I'm open 5 days a week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday I take a break. Friday I'm open. Saturday I'm open, and I'm closed on Sundays, respectively. I don't know if I'd ever get any more employees. I don't know if that's really worth it at this point. But yeah, so let's walk into the printing room. So see, I've also got my monitors set up here. So all these things show the driver scores, times, the whole kit and caboodle, and they're one on each side. And we even have one over there on the Mini Z side. Let's go into here. So of course I didn't really go through a lot of this stuff, but still have Flexi. This is the same system that ran over at the other shop, same Flexi. The only difference is the CO2 laser is not hooked up to it. This diode laser always ran off of the laptop. That's not a big deal. And I did just get another cheaper computer because it was easier to transfer my Lightburn over to another computer than it is to transfer Flexi. And because all this equipment is here, like I said, it just makes it so much easier. Typically this stuff takes me about 10-15 minutes. I pretty much have it, I wouldn't say down to a science, but I've got it pretty close to where it makes it a lot easier on me, especially when I'm here. So I appreciate all the subscribers. I think this whole endeavor started about 4 years ago when I did my first video. Never realized that I'd ever come to 6,500 subscribers, but I thank each and every one of you. I hope that you learned. And as I continue to grow, I'll continue to give out some information. But, you know, it just comes a point in time where you just don't have any more information to give. At least that's kind of what I felt like. I felt like I needed to do something else, need to go in a different direction. Not that I still don't do the graphics, but it's one of those things that my brain is programmed to do. There's nothing that I can do to kind of get away with it. It's just part of the program now. So it's very beneficial to what I do here. For awards, But I hope you guys have been doing well. I hope this explains a little bit of things of why I've been MIA. We picked up this lease back in January, and I was able to move in April 1st. Again, I did the build out of everything. I had some people come up here and help me out a little bit, but I would say 80% of the build out was me. Again, I'm in my 50s. It's hard moving this stuff. It's not as easy as I thought it would be. And as far as being profitable, we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. Still, making some changes and some tweaks, trying to make this program a lot better. That way I can make it a little bit more profitable. But anywho, happy sign making to you guys. Like I said, I know that this is the Sign Guy channel, but just wanted to give you guys an update as far as where I'm at, what I'm doing, and where I've been. But until then, happy sign making, guys. We'll catch you at the next one.